Hey, I hope everyone is having a great day. This is Molo Gaming, and I'm back with another Fortnite video. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be ranking every team leader skin that we have seen in Fortnite. We have a grand total of 15 team leader skins in Fortnite. They have been released all the way up from Season 2 up until now, and none of them are necessarily the worst skins in the game, but there are some that are weaker than others. So coming in, guys, at the number 15 position, and what I consider to be the worst team leader skin in Fortnite, this is going to be Ragzi. I just think this skin looks a little bit gross. It's a little bit weirder looking. It's not really my style for the type of skin. She's kind of all raggedied up, which is why the skin is called Ragzi. It's just not really a good skin. It's definitely one that I would never use. And since it's my opinion, that's why I put it in at number 15, just because I really don't think it's an overall strong skin at all, and definitely the weakest version of the team leader skin in Fortnite. At the number 14 position, guys, I decided to go for Cuddle King. I talked a little bit about this skin earlier when I ranked every single Valentine's Day skin in Fortnite, and I actually put the Cuddle King as the worst Valentine's Day skin in Fortnite. And while I think if I were to redo that video, I think I would put it a little higher. Now that I've seen the skin in game, I think it's a little better than what I previously thought. But by no means is it a great skin. I really don't think it's that good at all. I think this skin just looks a little bit off. The clothing just looks a little weird. And in general, I don't think it was a skin that was really needed, because we kind of had a male version of the team leader. And this skin just doesn't look right. It's just a weird looking skin, and not really in a good way. At the number 13 position, guys, I decided to go for the Mecha Team Shadow. I think the main problem with the skin is it just seemed a little bit lazy. I personally would have rather seen a Shadow version of the Cuddle Team Leader, but this skin just seems a little lazy because, let's be real, there really isn't much difference between the Mecha Team Shadow and the silver version of the Mecha Team Leader. It just seemed lazy. It's overall a really boring skin, and I think it's definitely the weakest skin in the Shadow rarity. Coming in, guys, at the number 12 position, I decided to go for the Spooky Team Leader. This is another one of the Halloween Cuddle Team Leader versions that we have seen. We actually have 4 of them, so Epic, you should probably stop releasing these skins, because we've seen an awful lot of Halloween Cuddle Team Leaders, and I think the Spooky Team Leader is actually one of the weaker ones. It has a really whack color combination, which is kind of unique, and it was one of the earlier ones. It was released in Season 6, I believe. It's just not really a spooky skin. Like, when I want a Halloween skin, I want something that looks scary, and this Spooky Team Leader just looks stupid. It's not really spooky at all. At the number 11 position, guys, I decided to go for a skin that's a little bit different than the other Cuddle Team Leaders. This is going to be Clover Team Leader. I think the main problem with this skin is it just has weird ears. I mean, they basically took the Cuddle Team Leader and made it into a green dog. This is obviously for St. Patrick's Day, and it doesn't really work. It is cheaper than all the other Cuddle Team Leader skins. It's only 800 V-Bucks, but there's a reason it's only 800 V-Bucks. It's just not a good skin. It looks weird. The color combination is obviously green, but they made it like a weird looking green. And come on, the main problem with this skin is the ears. They should not have done ears that looked like that. They should have just done normal Cuddle Team Leader ears, and this skin would be a lot better. The skin that is coming just in at the number 10 position, this is going to be the Mecha Team Leader. This skin was the robot that Singularity built to protect the 0 point from the monster. So obviously they had a whole live event over this. And then after the live event, they released this skin into the item shop. And because people were so hyped about this great live event, many people bought this skin in. And if I'm being honest, I think a lot of people probably regretted it, because the Fortnite community hates this skin even more than I do. Obviously, because they don't like big skins. And I don't think that's necessarily the reason I hate it. I just think the shape of it just looks weird. And you don't really see a lot of people running it anymore, because, like I said, I think most of the people who bought it, the reason they bought it is because they were hyped about the live event. So then Epic sold the skin because people were getting V-Buck friendly and just throwing V-Bucks everywhere. And you really don't see anybody use it because it's not really a great skin at all. At the number 9 position, guys, I decided to go for the Panda Team Leader. I think the main problem with this skin is it's just overpriced. I mean, considering that you have to buy each version of the Cuddle Team Leader separately, they should not have been released as a 2,000 V-Bucks skin, especially since the Cuddle Team Leader that was released previously to it, the Fireworks Team Leader, was of epic rarity, but yet this was released after it and is in legendary rarity. It's just super overpriced. I mean, you cannot be telling me that this skin is worth 2,000 V-Bucks. It's really not. But aside the pricing, I think it's actually a really good skin. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of panda skins in Fortnite. I don't think really at all, and I think they did a pretty good job of it. The black and white color combination is obviously pretty good. It matches with a lot of skins. At the number 8 position, guys, I decided to go for another skin that has a black and white color combination, except this time it's going to be another Halloween skin. I promise, we're wrapping them up, but this is going to be the Skull Team Leader. This was obviously released in the Skull bundle that we saw just this last Halloween. While a lot of people felt the bundle was really lazy, I think the skins in it were all pretty good. They basically just took the Skull Trooper, his look to him, and then they just put that to classic Fortnite skins. And one of these being the Skull Team Leader. I think she's a pretty good skin. I really like the bow that goes with her. It's like a skull bow. It matches with a lot of skins. And Skull Team Leader overall, I think it's a pretty good skin. And it's a skin that I would maybe use, unlike all the other skins that I talked about earlier. It's a decent skin. It's pretty solid. At the number 7 position, guys, I decided to go for bundles. This is a winter version of the Cuddle Team Leader, and surprisingly, it's the only winter version we have. Considering we have 4 versions of the Cuddle Team Leader that are Halloween themed, I'm really surprised that we only have one Christmas themed one. But I actually think that bundles is a really good skin. It has a lot of detail to it, and it's a lot different than the other Cuddle Team Leaders, which I do really like. And it's only 1,200 V-Bucks, which is a pretty good deal. And it's well priced, unlike the Panda Team Leader that we talked about just a little bit ago. Bundles is a good skin. Good pricing. It's okay. It's a solid skin, but I really don't think it can compare to the other skins that I'm going to be talking about later. Such as the one that is coming in at the top 5, which is actually going to be Quackling. I think people would have thought that I would put this skin lower because the Fortnite community really doesn't like it, but I'm going to explain myself. Quackling has more styles out of any of the Team Leader skins, but yet it's the cheapest at only 800 V-Bucks. It obviously doesn't have a back bling, but I think they could have charged more for this skin, maybe rare or even epic, as long as they added a back bling, because it just has so much customization. Obviously, it's a lot different than the other Cuddle Team Leaders because it's a duck, but I decided to put it on this list because it looks very similar, the body with the fur and the bright colors, and it was obviously based off of the Cuddle Team Leader. But I think it's a really good skin, one that I would definitely buy just because I have less V-Bucks than a lot of people because I don't spend that much money on the game. And since it has a lot of customization to it, I could buy it for a pretty solid price. At the number 4 spot, guys, I decided to go for the original Cuddle Team Leader. I think it's a solid skin. I'm really glad that Epic released it back in Season 2 because they did that. We now have all the versions of the Cuddle Team Leader that we have seen. And it started it all. It's a pretty good skin. Decent color combination. I really wish they would add more styles for it. They wouldn't have to add any more details. Just maybe different color options. Kind of like how Quackling has. Just because it is very expensive. I mean, it's 2,000 V-Bucks. But then again, back in the early days of Fortnite, all skins were super overpriced. I mean, they would be charging 2,000 V-Bucks for skins like Flytrap that obviously are way worse than Cuddle Team Leader. I think she's a solid skin, but I think the next 3 versions that were different options for her are just better skins and ones that I would be more likely to buy. Coming in at the top 3 spot, and what I consider to be the 3rd best Cuddle Team Leader skin, I went for the Fireworks Team Leader. This was the 2nd ever version of the Cuddle Team Leader and the first remake of it, and I think they did a really good job on it. It obviously has the color combination of good old America. It's got the red, white, and blue, which makes it easy to match with a lot of different backblings and pickaxes that have to do with Independence Day. And I actually think it's one of the better Independence Day skins. We haven't really seen a lot of them, But this is really a great one. It was released a long time ago, I believe in Season 4. It's a scald skin, and the main thing I like about it, even though the format for it is the same as the Cuddle Team Leader, it just has a really cool color combination. And that would be the main reason that I would use it and buy it, because I think it's a great skin. At second place, guys, I decided to go for Cuddlepool. After the Deadpool collaboration, Epic decided to take two original skins, being Raven and the Cuddle Team Leader, and make a Deadpool version of them. And I think they were pretty good versions. I would actually, if I ranked the Marvel skins, I would probably put Cuddlepool as one of the weaker Marvel skins. But that doesn't mean it's one of the weaker Cuddle Team Leader skins. It's actually really good, and that's why I put it in at the second spot. I think she has a really good color combination. She's a lot different than the other Cuddle Team Leaders. She just has a different texture to it. Her eyes look a little bit different, and I'm glad Epic did that. It's a really good skin. I think the backbling that goes with her is absolutely amazing. Red is probably my favorite color, which is why I like this skin so much. But I really don't think it can beat the #1 position, which coming in, guys, at first place, the moment you've all been waiting for, this is going to be the Metal Team Leader. I own the Metal Team Leader, but I don't think that is the reason that I put it so high, because quite frankly, a lot of people put this as the best Cuddle Team Leader skin in the game, and rightly so. It's a really good skin. It has lots of detail to it. It matches with a lot of backblings and pickaxes because it's silver armor, so you can match a lot of items to it. I was very upset when they released this into the item shop because originally it was a Save the World exclusive skin, and since I had it, I was like, this might be a rare skin. But Epic's like, psych, you thought, and then they released it into the item shop for only 1,200 V-Bucks. And even though I'm very upset about that, I think for only 1,200 V-Bucks, Metal Team Leader is actually a really strong skin. It has an amazing backbling, really good look on a skin, and it's a skin that I use a lot. So that's going to be all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below what your favorite Cuddle Team Leader version is in Fortnite. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.